Good morning, my YouTube viewers. It's Palestine here. I just wanted to make another video for you. And this video isn't really about cancer per se, but the person in the incident that I am describing is a survivor of cancer, and it's a cancer in his reproductive organs. But I don't want to say what it is to give too much away about his personal life. And so we met him about a year ago, maybe even longer than a year ago, and we met him at this Christian outreach called Oasis, and he was talking about harming himself, doing something really unhealthy. I can't say what it was that he was going to do, but it was involving a train. And somebody called the police. The police went and talked to him, and basically what he does is, what I have found out is, he persistently says that he's going to do something dangerous to himself. He does that chronically. But when the police are called or the medical establishment is called, he lies and says that he's not going to do it. But when everybody goes away and he thinks he's off the hook, then he tells everybody that he's going to do it. So he did this a year ago. So the police came and talked to him, I think, and they decided that it wasn't necessary to arrest him, even though he was saying he was going to do something to do with trains that was very unhealthy, not only for him, but for other people. And then, so he went along, and then he got a job doing what he's vocationally qualified in. And I'm not going to say that because I don't want to give away too much information. And then, but he started, because he had been going to handouts. Now, he said he met me at a handout, but he didn't meet me in a handout, because I don't take very much notice to the people at handouts. I just go there to get my food and leave, and I don't really take a lot of notice to the people who are actually there. But he said that he met me at a handout, but I consider that I met him at Oasis. And so about more than 3 months ago, what he'd done was he started getting involved with the women who go to these handouts. Well, these women who go to handouts, they go there for a reason. And for whatever reason, they go there because basically life has not been good to them. And so they've got problems. Okay, so he liked one girl at a handout, and she didn't want to go out with him, so he brushed her off and blocked her and everything else. And then he started seeing another girl from a handout, and which we didn't know this. And when he found out, because she told him, he should have run a mile. But this girl had been a guest at Her Majesty's, or His Majesty's, prison service for something that she had done, and she'd been a guest in that establishment for 14 years for something she had done to another person. And I can't say what it is, because you've got YouTube's community guidelines. So I'm afraid if I said what she did, then they would take away my video or give me a strike or something like that. But she was a guest for 14 years for something she had done to somebody else. And so he started going out with her, and he even asked her, like, are you going to do the same thing to me? And she said, no, I'm a different person. And so she was going to the handouts, and she met a guy at a handout who had violent tendencies just like her, and apparently he did some things that she didn't like, and she made a complaint to the police, and she was told that she couldn't have any more contact with him. If she contacted him, then she would be charged with perverting the course of justice. So she started going out with this friend and he knew that she'd been a guest at Her Majesty's prisons for 14 years. He knew what she had done, and it's even, if I told you her name and told you the offense, it's on the internet. So it was actually, there was a newspaper article written about the incident, and it was on the internet. Well, this woman was, and another thing is she's autistic, so she's got, and autism is on a spectrum, but she's got really bad autism, so bad that she doesn't have to go to work, but she would have problems finding a job anyway because of her past history. So she liked him because she liked him, and she wanted him to take the friendship further, and he says he didn't want to. He says that he wasn't going to get involved with her as long as she was in that situation with that other guy was going on. But I think he should not even have been to a pub with her. You know, she actually is, you know, has a history of something really harmful to other people. And so she got jealous, and she made a complaint about him to the police. And I'm not going to say what the complaint was because of YouTube's community guidelines. And then so he's on bail now, and he had to have a criminal records check, and the criminal records check said that he had been arrested for an offense. So he lost his job, and then he's not going to be able to get another job until this incident is cleared up. And I hope it clears up in his favor, because I don't think that he did what she said that he did. And because of her past history, she's more than capable of taking care of herself. So she should not have been making a complaint about him in the first place. So even if that incident did happen, it pales in comparison to her past history. So he's decided that he decided again, you know, he doesn't want to wait until the Crown Prosecution Service makes a decision, even though he says that there was no evidence on the CCTV. But I do think that he's not telling me the full story, because he's saying that he's never going to sit with a Western woman again, never going to be near a Western woman again. So, but why does he think that a non-Western woman wouldn't do the same thing that this girl did? A non-Western woman might be more inclined to do something like that, and then it depends upon the culture that she's in, you know, then there would be like honor, revenge. So I think he's safer around Western women than he is non-Western women, but you know, you can't reason with him. And so so this week he actually went to a train station. I'm not going to say which one it is. And he did something. He said he did what he said he was going to do, but I can't say what that is because of YouTube's community guidelines. And the transport police went and got him, and fortunately he wasn't hurt and nobody else was hurt, but the transport police went and got him, and took him to the hospital. And although I was not in the hospital with him, I believe that based upon his past behavior, that he lied and said that he wasn't intending to do anything harmful. But of course, you know that if you knew what it was that he did, you would know that he was intending on doing something harmful. So for some reason, I don't know why, the hospital allowed him to discharge himself, but they should not have done that. They should have taken him to the local mental hospital and he should have been assessed. But he discharged himself. And then so we saw him at Oasis on Friday night. He said that he had gone there to say goodbye to everybody, and he was telling everybody what he was going to do. And of course, most people don't want to know. Most people don't want to get involved. They're not interested. They don't want to get involved. And so his friends have pretty much dropped him because of the things that this woman has said about him, his depression, and the things that he is saying he's going to do. But I sat there with him the whole night to try to talk to him, to try to get him to change his mind. And then that night, after we left, he gave us a hug. And after we left, I sent him a message saying, I don't feel comfortable about this. Please change your mind. And he said, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. He said that he was going to go someplace warm and do something. And again, I can't say what it was he was going to do because of UG's community guidelines. So we didn't hear from him all day, and I was really worried because I knew what he told me he was going to do. So we phoned the police, and we told the police what was going on, and the police were going to do a welfare check on him. Well, come to find out, he didn't do what he said he was going to do. They phoned him, and I guess that he was at home. I'm not sure where he was, but they phoned him. But the simple fact of the matter is that I don't have his phone number, but I'm friends with him on Facebook Messenger. So I phoned him on Facebook Messenger. I sent him voice notes on Facebook Messenger. I sent him a video note on Facebook Messenger. And I tried to call him, and he didn't pick it up. And then my boyfriend tried to ring him on his phone, and he didn't pick up either. But for some reason, when the police phoned him to do a welfare check, he picked up the phone. And so he didn't phone us to say, oh, I'm okay. I didn't do what I said I was going to do. I changed my mind. And so we haven't heard from him since. I know from my Facebook Messenger that he read the messages that I sent him, and he probably looked at the video recording that I sent him, saying that I'm really worried about you. But he hasn't contacted us, and so I just decided, well, obviously he doesn't want to speak to us. So I just decided I'm going to let it go. I did what I could do to help him, and because he wasn't responding to my attempts to contact him, I phoned the police because of what he said he was going to do. And now he's not contacting us, so I just decided I'm going to let it go. This isn't the first time he's told us he was going to do something. And the first time that it happened, my boyfriend rang an ambulance. And then the second time that it happened, I rang the police. But the thing is that, he keeps saying he's going to do these things. And then when the police and the hospital talk to him, he lies and says that he's not going to do it. So obviously it makes us look foolish because we're worried about him, and we phoned the police and hospital and everything else. So I just going to let it go. I'm just going to let it go. I mean, I've done my best. And if he doesn't want to communicate with me, I'm going to let it go, because I do have problems of my own. I have problems that I cannot discuss. I mean, my boyfriend knows what my problems are, but I have problems that I cannot discuss. And I have problems of my own. And if he's going to play these games, like tell me and my boyfriend and everybody else that he's going to do something harmful, and then when the police and the medical authorities get a hold of him, he's going to lie and say, no, he's not going to do it. There's not much we can do about it. And most people don't want to know. Most people have just walked away from him. They don't reply to his messages or anything. They sit somewhere else. But my boyfriend and I, we sat with him to try to talk to him, to support him. And that's the thanks we got. So that's the conclusion of this video. The only thing that it really has to do with cancer is he is a cancer survivor. And there's a possibility, because he had cancer years ago, there's a possibility that the cancer has spread, because that's what happens with cancer. You can get cancer, be treated for cancer, ostensibly told that you're cured, and then the cancer will wake up, and maybe this cancer has spread and gone to his brain. Who knows? So thank you so much for watching my video. I'm sorry that I couldn't reveal more information, but YouTube has their community guidelines, so I can't say what it was that he did. And also, I can't reveal too much about it out of respect for his privacy. So thank you again for watching my video. If you like my video, please like and subscribe. And hopefully I'll be able to make you some less negative videos in the future.